Hey everyone, it's Teresa here and welcome back to my channel. In today's process video, I have a hybrid scrapbook layout for you using the Sahlin Studio monthly template from December of 2020 and also the Project Mouse See You Real Soon collection. And I'm using a combination of journaling cards and just a couple of die cuts from that collection. And so what you see on your screen here is how I have printed out the digital elements from planning my layout. What I love to do is to use these templates to go ahead and plan and size out what I need to print. And then I print it out using my full-size 13 by 19 printer. It is the Canon Pixma, and then I cut everything out and layer it and adhere it together just like you would any other traditional layout, only I'm using hybrid scrapbooking elements. And so the story that I'm working with today is a story from our Disney trip in the last week of 2019 and entering into 2020. And oh goodness, just revisiting this trip, especially now, all that's happened since then, is so very meaningful. And one of our boys' favorite parts of this trip was riding Test Track. And so Addison, Alan, and Nick were the three from our party who rode this ride at Epcot. And they loved it, of course. They had so much fun designing their own car and then riding the ride. And so that is what I am documenting here today. I'm going to use this layout in Addison's album. And funny story, after I finished the layout, I was sort of putting it away, and I showed it to Nick. He was sitting here next to me working on schoolwork. I showed it to him and his eyes lit up and he was like, "Oh, Test Track, that's such a good memory." And so I'll probably do a second layout just like this for his albums too. And that's just a reminder to you that this is one of the wonderful benefits of doing hybrid scrapbooking with digital elements, that you can print them out over and over and over again, and you can repeat the same layout for more than one kid if that is part of your documenting. And so I'm just cutting out bit by bit. I use the trimmer wherever possible. You can, of course, print these elements and cut them out using your Silhouette or your other die cutting machines if you like. And then the last step is just printing, just cutting the background page itself. And you can see how I use that template just to tell me where to place everything, what size to print the photo, what size to print the journal cards. There were 4 areas in this, or 4 clipping masks on this template, and so I just used journaling cards to fill those clipping masks. And then I also used one of the pattern papers. That pattern paper is from the Epcot themed collection. I'll have all of that, all of the products linked below for you to grab, of course. And so this way I know exactly what size to print everything, and it comes out of the printer perfectly sized, and I don't have to waste ink this way. I did leave the stitching. This template had digital stitching, which was super cool to not have to pull out my sewing machine. Nothing against the sewing machine. I love her. But the digital stitching was a great border around this layout. And I also when I printed out the label, you'll see at the lower right hand corner of the page, I layered that stitching over the label, and so it flows seamlessly across the bottom of the page, even over top of that label, and that left just enough space for me to include the date there. And you'll notice here the stars were two of the elements that I printed out, and then I popped those up using foam adhesive, and then a couple of just digital details of the page. The Remember the Magic title is one of the word art from the See You Real Soon collection. And so I printed my page, the background page, with the title and the journaling and the little magical stamp that's just above the photo. I left all three of those on the background paper, just digitally, and then those become sort of the home base, and they told me where to put the elements on the page once I was ready to adhere those down. The only physical product that I added was the washi tape here. And you can see I just did a couple of little strips. They have stars and arrows on those little strips. They're holding down the label. And then I'm gonna also just add a tiny bit of journaling. I just wrote Test Track at Epcot, just so that a little bit of my own handwriting is included on this page. And that layout came together so quick and so easy. It's great for the boys' albums. And thank you so much for watching and for following along with me today. I hope you will check out the blog post that accompanies this layout. And also there are plenty of other hybrid scrapbooking layout ideas and kids scrapbook layout ideas on the blog as well. So I hope that you will check those out, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.